Hello, my little lambs. It's me, Phoebe, back at it once again with another redesign. And today's victim is Opal from Steven Universe, as you can tell by the title and the freaking thumbnail, obviously. But yeah, today I redesigned Opal, and I'm sorry for all the cuts in the video. There was just like people messaging me, whatnot, and I was like, people IRL, not the Discord notifications that you see on there. I typically just like forget about those, and I forget to turn my do not disturb on frequently, especially when I was making this because I was a little tipsy in the beginning. But yeah. So today we redesigned Opal, and my design for Opal, I wanted her to essentially look more whimsical than she already looks in a sense. I don't know. I feel like ruffles really suited her. I did still want to give her a ponytail, but I didn't want to give her the same one that she had because personally I'm not like a fan of the ponytail. I'm a big fan of the original design, like regardless, because hello, all you wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. I think I said one of the words wrong, but it's fine, whatever. um, but yeah, I just wanted her to look more whimsical since in the show she really looks like whimsical and everything like that, and her movements are so fluid. So I figured I'd like give her like an outfit that like it kind of exudes that, and then still give her like that pearl like amethyst-esque of I don't know, like with Pearl, I gave like Pearl's like design. I gave Opal like the ballerina shoes, ballet shoes. If is that right? Flats? I don't know. I never took ballet, even though I really wanted to when I was a kid, but never had the opportunity, never had the money. So so I don't know nothing. But also like I guess like amethyst in the aspect with like the hair. I guess like the clothes more so like a really good, well, obviously fusion of like pearl and amethyst, because I don't know, I feel like amethyst is like more like because as you've seen in my amethyst redesign, she's like more laid back, relaxed, so I kind of did that. And then the ruffles, I feel like really like exude kind of like pearl, but also like the messiness of like amethyst in a sense. But yeah, I kept her design like the, I guess like the colors relatively the same. You'll see like later on in the video that I have a palette in Procreate that I named Opal, and that's because I took a picture of an opal and uploaded it to the Procreate, because you know Procreate has that feature where you can put a picture in and like get a color palette from it, which is what most of my color palettes are. If you really like take a look and I guess like slow the video down and like look at it, but yeah. But yes, I kept her design relatively like at least the colors relatively the same. I just gave her more of like ethereal sort of look, stuff like that. I don't know, because I really liked her original colors. She looks like well I can't speak. I was gonna say I love that the fact that she looks more like pastel, which I really like. So I think I kept that up, but like not really, because the colors that I chose are like a little bit like in your face and not so like soft in a sense. So apologies for that. But yeah, and if you guys are new to this series, I redesign characters and stuff, or just really draw them in my style, whatever. But you know. So, and if you already know what we do, we're gonna read the Wikipedia page, cause I find out that I can't ramble for like a full like well, I can ramble for like a full like, as you saw in my like high rambling video, or my previous rambling videos and whatnot, that I can ramble, but like I can't really ramble about the design, so I just read the Wikipedia page. I feel like I over-explained myself, but sorry guys. Anyways, Opal is the fusion of pearl and amethyst. She made her debut in the episode Giant Woman. So she's a gem. Her weapons are an energy bow. Sex is sexless. Gender pronouns she, her. Her hair is an off-white. Her eyes are baby blue. Gem type, she's a fusion. Components, amethyst and pearl. Occupations, guardian. Alignment, crystal gems. Friends, crystal gems. First appearance, giant woman. Music theme, amalgam. Fusion theme, Opal, and her voice actor is Amy Mann. Alright, for her appearance, Opal has a lean, toned body with 2 pairs of slender arms. She's very tall, being at least twice as tall as Garnet. Her height is partly due to her constantly standing on the tip of her toes, which is also like why I gave her like the little ballet flats, because she's always like kind of standing on her toes always. And I know that ballet dancers, they do tend to stand on like their toes, not like all the time, because Jesus, that would hurt their feet. I know that ballet hurts their feet regardless, as long as long as they're like wearing their protective gear and whatnot, but standing upright like that must hurt. So yeah. um Opal has periwinkle skin, a thin rounded face with a pointy nose, and plump lips, traits inherited from Pearl and Amethyst, respectively. Baby blue eyes with the dark blue pupils, thick, wavy, off-white hair. Her hair extends slightly past her calves, tied into a rowdy ponytail by a pale salmon band, extending from off the ponytail sides are chin-length bangs resembling pearls, and 2 small pigtails in the front tied by pale yellow ties. Her 2 gemstones are the same places where Amethyst and Pearl's gemstones are. Opal's outfit consists of fuchsia knee-length leggings with pale violet cuffs rolled up and yellow flat boots. So I'm not going to be reading the pre-regeneration like stuff like that, because I don't think that's necessary. But if you do want to read it, it's all in the Wikipedia if you're interested in like how she looked in other generations and whatnot. So let's get on to the personality. Emma's ability to live in the moment and Pearl's obsessive single-mindedness results in a stable fusion. Opal achieves a sense of peace in that balance that Amethyst and Pearl rarely experience on their own. At times she is so calm and at peace she forgets the task at hand, like forgetting to retrieve the heaven beetle after rescuing Steven. According to the book Guide to the Crystal Gems, Opal is very forgetful. That's actually kind of cute. I don't know. Like, I guess in like a character like Opal, I really like that trait in someone like her, if that makes sense. Opal's personality is theorized to be a combination of Amethyst's carefree personality power along with Pearl's grace and precision. She appears to be more open to Steven's desires to have fun and play, as she sang of his song back to him. In Fusion, Opal shows posed with elegant and silly poses. The balance that holds Opal together is by far the thinnest of all the other known fusions. In the Fusion short, she is referenced as an example of how fusion is hard for gems who have trouble collaborating. The ease with which she can separate is very different from that of Garnet, who only involuntarily unfuses when under extreme emotion or by force. If Pearl and Amethyst have conflicting views while fused, Opal may revert to her constituent gems. I don't know how to say that word, I'm sorry. The slightest dissonance between the two poses a danger of involuntary diffusion. In log date 715-2, Amethyst and Pearl are shown to have a much easier time fusing than before. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm glad that they have like a much easier time fusing, because I know that like Pearl and Amethyst, from what I remember from the series, they tend to butt heads a lot, which from like that whole episode of when Amethyst was taken to the kindergarten where she emerged from and everything like that. I know that her and Pearl had like a big old conflict, like a big old fight too. So I'm glad that they're like, I guess, like resolving like their issues and stuff to have like an easier fusion if they need to fuse, like in order, like, because it was in order to protect Steven in like getting the heaven beetle and whatnot. Though it is unknown when Opal first formed, it was before the beginning of the series. It is suggested in Giant Woman that Amethyst and Pearl used to fuse more often because they used to get along better. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the history, by the way. That's interesting. So they used to get along better, but oh, that must have been during the time, at least when Rose was still alive. Because, I don't know. I think, well, because Pearl lost someone she really loved. So I'm assuming that had something to do with it. Obviously, Amethyst lost someone she loved too, because, she was following Rose to the ends of the earth practically. So, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Huh. I didn't think about that until now. Giant woman. Amethyst and Pearl begin to quarrel, with both of them naming reasons why they never form Opal. After Pearl wins checkers easily, Stephen asks what Opal is. Amethyst describes her as a tall, stone-cold Betty. Pearl explains to Stephen what fusion is, and throughout their mission to the Sky Spire to recover the Heaven Beetle, Stephen begs the two to fuse. After a corrupted gem, the big bird swallows Pearl's spear. Amethyst and Pearl decide to... Oh, sorry, okay. Let me read that more properly. After corrupted gem, the big bird swallows Pearl's spear. Amethyst and Pearl decide the situation is dire enough to fuse. They attempt to fuse, however, they initially fail. After Stephen gets eaten by the big bird, Opal's arms reach into the corrupted gem, grabbing Stephen and Stephen Jr., which is the goat, by the way, that he named Stephen Jr. After some acrobatics and flips, Opal sets down Stephen and fires at the corrupted gem with her energy bow, taking it down in one shot. When Stephen asks Opal if she knows who he is, she smiles and playfully quotes a song from early in the episode. Opal and Stephen warp back to the temple, but when Garnet asks where the Heaven Beetle is, Opal frantically says, "I don't have it," before promptly unfusing. And I did sing the song already, but I kind of want to sing it again. Also, it's a crime that I did not listen to that song when I was redesigning Opal. Sue me. So in her Wikipedia at the very top, it shows the interaction that she has with Stephen when she puts him down, or not shows, but types it out, like a script almost. Stephen, do you know who I am? All you wanna do is see me turn into a giant woman. I don't know if you guys know that TikTok trend where it's a giant woman, and then it's this beautiful sounding song, and I don't know, I really like that trend. I like when it's done correctly. That's the big part. When this human gives something human size to a giant, and then in the giant's hands it looks so tiny. Love when it's correct. Yes. Anyways, the return. As Peridot's gem warship approaches the Earth, Stephen and Leon. Why is Leon Kennedy in my mind? No, it's Lion. Leon, I'm going to cry. Teleport back to the beach where Garnet and Opal are attempting to stop the ship. Opal, upon Garnet's command, shoots her arrows at the ship, which have no effect. Upon seeing that Stephen came back, Opal is shocked and unfuses. Log date 7/15/2. Pearl and Amethyst need to put the gem drill head on a pair of supports. Amethyst shapeshifts into Purple Puma. Why did I have trouble saying that? Purple Puma to lift up the drill, but Pearl says they should be more careful. The two fuse into Opal, who places the drill on the head on the supports. Ugh. The drill head on the supports. Opal's appearance briefly shocks Peridot, however, she understands Opal is present for a reason. Save the light, which I'm assuming, yeah, it's the game. Okay. In battle, Pearl and Amethyst confuse into Opal. They have two attacks, Rain of Arrows and Super Shot Arrow. That's a game I still need to play, which I'm pretty sure, well, I have, because I know it's trilogy, 2 games? I'm not sure. I know that the first game is on mobile, which I have, and then the second game I actually have on the Switch. So I do actually plan to play those at some point, but for now, I don't have a plan to play that right now. Unless you guys ever want to see a video on that or whatnot, just, feel free to let me know. Together alone, Opal briefly returns after her long absence, forming to support Stevani in the ball on Homeworld. However, she was quickly poofed by a yellow diamond, resulting in Amethyst and Pearl retreating to their gems individually. Steven Universe the movie. Opal is seen in the movie after Steg uses his levitation powers to float Pearl and Amethyst into the sky. With Pearl's newfound independence and realize her memory restored, her and Amethyst fuse to form Opal in celebration. Opal sings a duet with Steg as they float to the ground. Also, Steg is the fusion of Steven and his dad, because since Steven is half gem, he can fuse with other humans, but gems can only fuse with other gems. At least that's to my understanding. That's my understanding. Wait, no, because oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna say that Rose and Greg tried to fuse, or they fused, but no, they didn't, because he tried, but ultimately failed. Snow Day. Pearl and Amethyst shapeshifted into Steven to form. Wait. Pearl and Amethyst shapeshifted into Steven, form Pearl, who is also shapeshifted into Steven in order to catch Steven while playing Steven tag. Did I say Steve? Steven. Steven. I sounded like I reminded myself of Blue Diamond when she's like, Steven? Steven. I love Blue Diamond, by the way. While playing Steven tag, Opal attempts to shoot Garnet at Steven with her bow. I remember that episode. That episode was actually really cute. Because I think I watched it before I ultimately kind of fell off watching Steven Universe Future. Yeah, I think that may have been the last episode I saw. Cause recently I was watching clips in someone's stream that I suggest to whoop if you're ever watching this. Hello, love you. I suggested that he watched Sunstone clips because I was talking about my YouTube channel in his stream. Like Sunstone clips because I love Sunstone, and I didn't get to Sunstone's episode in Steven Universe the Future because I would remember like that whole episode, but I did not watch that episode, unfortunately, even though I love Sunstone. So I just watched the clips. Love Sunstone. This video is not about Sunstone, but I think I need to hammer in the point that I love Sunstone. Okay, so abilities. Opal possesses standard gem abilities: bubbling, shapeshifting, fusion, regeneration, agelessness, gravity shifting, weapon summoning, photokinesis, gem storage, and superhuman strength / durability. Fusions. When fused with ruby and sapphire, they form alexandrite. When fused with ruby, sapphire, and rose quartz, they form obsidian. When fused with ruby, sapphire, and Steven, they form the hybrid fusion of obsidian. Skill set. Gem weapons proficiency. Due to being a fusion of amethyst and pearl, Opal can summon either amethyst whip or spear at will. She can combine the two weapons to make her primary weapon, an opalescent recurve bow. Archery proficiency. Opal's weapon is an opalescent recurve bow that fires arrows made of light-based energy. Oh my god. I can't fucking read. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I'll never fucking learn how to read, apparently. Which are summoned when the bowstring is drawn back. The bow is roughly as tall as Opal herself. Pearl Spear gives light arrows and make up the bow's limbs, while the lash of Amethyst Whip becomes the string. Fuck. Gem bubbling arrows. These arrows can explode in midair. So if I keep stuttering, guys, feel free to like just cue the sniper, you know? Emitting bright light and dispersing smaller arrows in multiple directions from the center. Gems that are pierced by these smaller arrows have their gemstones automatically bubbled and teleported to the burning room, as shown in the episode Giant Woman. Multi-shot arrows. These explosive arrows have the ability to split into multiple smaller arrows that can attack multiple targets simultaneously or overwhelm one target, shown in the episode The Return. Natural abilities. Immense strength. In Know Your Fusion, an illustration of Opal is seen on a Test Your Strength device. On this device, Opal is considered stronger than Garnet, but not as strong as Sugilite. Immense agility and reflexes. Opal is extraordinarily agile, limber, and gracefully elegant. Being able to stand on the tips of her toes constantly and execute acrobatic reflexes. Because of this, she is swift and agile in battle. Able to outmaneuver almost any opponent she comes across. Enhanced jumping. Opal can jump exceptionally high and far, even from a stationary position. This ability grants her an impressive parkour and free running skills, which, along with her reflexes, allow her to scale almost any surface or terrain quickly. Shapeshifting. Like most other gems, Opal is capable of shapeshifting. This is first shown in Snow Day, where she shapeshifts into the classic Steven during a game of Steven Tag. Save the Light. Rain of Arrows. Opal Opal fires an arrow in the sky with her recurve. Ugh, and let me read that again. Rain of Arrows. Opal fires an arrow in the sky with her recurve bow. Multiple arrows rain from the sky, damaging enemies. Requires 3 star points to use. Super Shot Arrow. Opal fires an arrow with her bow straight at her targets. You should fire the bow at the right angle in order to deal heavy damage to the enemies. Requires 6 star points to use. I'm sorry if you guys get annoyed with me not being able to like just properly read. Don't worry, I'm getting annoyed with myself too, because I used to be able to like read out loud so well, but but I hope with like I think I said this in one of my other videos, but I really hope like with this whole series and stuff that I can, I guess, like regain that ability, because I'm gonna need it for like the redesign series I have in the future, because right now it's like I'm limiting myself to just Steven Universe and Yandere Simulator. Like once I'm done essentially like redesigning them, then I'm gonna move on to the other shows, games, whatever that I'm gonna redesign. So anyways, Steven Universe. This is her relationships. So Steven Universe. Opal retains a protective nature over Steven for both Pearl and Amethyst. She is willing to play around with Steven, as when he is asked if she knew him, she replied by smiling and singing his song back to him. Her playful nature towards Steven is shown again in Snow Day, as she tries to catch him during a game of Steven Tag by firing a Steven-shaped garnet at him, only to hit a snowman with Steven's jacket. Amethyst and Pearl. Opal's component gems in Giant Woman, Amethyst and Pearl both state contrasting statements as to why they don't form Opal as often as they used to. As Pearl claims she is too difficult, whilst Amethyst claims that Pearl is too uptight. Despite Steven's encouragement for them to fuse into Opal during their mission at the Sky Spire, Amethyst and Pearl are eventually able to fuse into Opal successfully to save Steven and Steven Jr. and defeat Big Bird. Well fused as Opal, Amethyst and Pearl are able to share a peaceful nature that they don't normally experience on their own. However, when forgetting to return the Heaven Beetle, Opal unfuses as Pearl and Amethyst to launch into another fight, showing that the moment Pearl and Amethyst have conflicting views with each other at any moment, Opal can easily defuse. Their experience while fused with Opal also demonstrates the trust and balance that gems must have in order to remain a stable fusion gem. Their conflicting views, which causes Opal to defuse, is also demonstrated in the fusion short. However, as Amethyst and Pearl have better interactions, they are able to remain more stable when fused as Opal, as shown in log date 7.15.2. This is especially shown in Together Alone, as Pearl and Amethyst fuse without the need of performing a fusion dance. I actually really like the fusion dance trend that was going around maybe last year, if I remember correctly, and I think people are trying to bring it back. I know someone's trying to bring it back, but if that trend can pop up again, please, I would love to see everyone's like fusion dances, because that would be really cool. After Pearl regains her memory in Steven Universe the movie, she and Amethyst manage to synchronize perfectly before they fuse into Opal, which shows the major improvements of their interactions from the start of the series up to this point. Garnet. Opal and Garnet are seemingly on good terms and work together well. When Opal returned with Steven and Giant Woman, Garnet didn't seem surprised and simply asked her if she completed her mission. Actually, I really like that. That's really fucking funny. She was like, okay, so did you get the Heaven Beetle? Or return it? In log date 7.15.2, Garnet seemed entirely unfazed by Pearl and Amethyst's sudden fusion again, and simply states that they did a good job lifting. I really like how nonchalant Garnet can be. Like, that's the funniest thing to me in this entire world. In the return, Opal recognizes Garnet's leadership and awaits her command to fire her arrows. Working together without problems while attempting to destroy the gem warship in Snow Day, they are shown working together well once more as they are playing Steven tag. Opal uses her bow to launch Garnet in an attempt to catch Steven. Stefani. I love Stefani. Although the two have only have interacted once in Together Alone, Opal and Stefani appear to get along well, as shown when she, alongside Garnet and Lemon Jade, come to Stefani's defense during the Era 3 ball. Stefani looks in shock and fear as Opal is destabilized and subsequently poofed by Yellow Diamond. Wait, who's Lemon Jade? I'm looking at this gif that's like right here in the wiki. Opal standing alongside Stefani and Garnet. Okay, so I don't know who Lemon Jade is. If I don't remember her. I don't remember them. So Steg. Opal and Steg appear in sync. Opal and Steg. Hello. Opal and Steg appear to sync in many aspects, harmonizing along the lines of independent together. The two sing. I don't know what that word. Consonant, and hover together under Steg's levitational skills, interacting with one another as the music progresses and playing their respective instruments. At one point, Steg nearly falls out of stress, but fortunately Opal catches him before the fusion is undone. That's okay. That's cool. I think I remember that, question mark? I don't know. I think I've seen like the clips of it and stuff. Isn't that in the movie? Yeah, no, I remember it. God, I'm just a silly little lad, y'all. Okay, let's read some trivia. Pearl refers to Opal as an allo. I don't know how to say this word. I think we established that in the beginning when I started reading this. As an amalgam. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is also the name of Opal's fusion dance theme. Opal's appearance consists more of Pearl's features and physical appearance. This extends to her weapon. Pearl's spear not only makes up the recurve bow, but the arrows are visually similar to the energy blast in her spear can emit. Meanwhile, Amethyst's whip merely acts as the bowstring and gives the bow its two flexible star-shaped crossguards. I often forget that Amethyst has like the stars in her design, because when I picture like stars in like Steven Universe, I picture Steven's fucking shirt. I think I said this in my Sunstone redesign that I didn't really like how like Steven's shirt is in every single fusion that he's in, except probably like for Obsidian, but like it's always fucking visible, like in Rainbow, Quartz 2.0, Sunstone. It's like I cry inside. I'm just like, what the fuck? Anyways. Anyways. She's the first fusion to be introduced as such. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Well, I was gonna say, like, technically isn't Garnet the first one, but then it's like we don't find out that Garnet's a fusion until like later on in the show. I forget how much later on, because when Steven finds out, he's like, oh my god, but I can't remember. Opal's fusion dance is shown for the first time in log date 715-2. In Together Alone, Amethyst and Pearl are shown to be able to fuse without dancing. But I love the dances. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not just kidding. No, it's like I do love the dances, but it's like I get that they probably couldn't animate like everything, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like specifically for a movie, because I know that they're restricted to like certain like time restrictions, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Opal is the only gem with with exclusively ranged weapon. She was the first gem to show the ability to bubble gems from a distance without physical contact. This was also shown in Gem Drill. Steven helps the cluster bubble itself without physical contact. When her arrow bubbled the gem shards from the big bird, her bubbles were colored mint green. Opal is currently the fusion with the most regeneration out of all currently existing fusions. This excludes Stefani, whose outfit mainly consists of Steven and Connie's combined. While Pearl's gemstone on Opal is depicted with pink highlight in Guide to the Crystal Gems and a barring close-up of Opal at the end of Giant Woman, this is never usually seen in the show itself. In Steven Universe, the movie, Opal joins Steg in performing independent together. In real life, Opal's voice actress is Amy Mann and Steg's voice actor Ted Leto together form the indie rock musical duo with the both. Wait, that's actually really cool. What the fuck? I never knew that. What? Sorry. I never knew that. That's actually really cool. This moment also showcased Opal's bass proficient... Bass? No. Oh my god. Jesus, okay. This moment also showcases Opal's bass proficiency acquired from Pearl, which is presumably also a reference to Amy Mann's bass skills in real life. Bass players are underrated. I'm just gonna say that right now. I love me my local bass players. I hope y'all know that. Bass players out there, I love you. I love you guys. I also love my guitarists, my drummers, love my singers. I love anybody who can play an instrument because I can't play one. I tried learning how to play violin, maybe in middle school, but if you asked me to play the violin now, I would not be able to. So, Opal, along with Garnet and Stefani, makes an appearance in Dove Self-Esteem Project's short body functionality to explain the function of Fusion's extra body parts. Opal mentions that, for instance, her 4 arms aid her in archery. Her forgetfulness is promptly displayed as she keeps forgetting her lines. Notably, she speaks much more in this short than she has in any episode of the show to date. Despite Pearl's second regeneration and Amethyst's second and third regeneration, Opal's design in Save the Light, the bodily function? No, body functionality. Jesus Christ. Short in the Dove Self-Esteem Project and Which Crystal Gem Are You quiz is that of her debut regeneration. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Cultural references. Opal shows some similarities to Kali, the Hindu goddess of time, empowerment, creation, and destruction, featuring 4 arms and long hair and a gemstone located on the forehead. Oh. Additionally, Opal was originally planned to make an manji. I don't know if I'm saying that right, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering anything. A Hindu symbol of peace with her arms when summoning her weapon, of which Kali is commonly associated with, but was changed due to its resemblance to a swastika. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't fucking like Nazis. I don't know if you guys knew that. Me saying that as if it's not obvious. Hello, I'm a gay Mexican woman in America. That's 3 strikes, man. She also resembles the Hindu deity Lakshmi? I am so sorry if I'm butchering that. Oh my god, I don't want to butcher that so much. I'm sorry. Lakshmi, who, like Opal, has 4 arms. Opal's weaponry also revolves around light, something Lakshmi is closely associated with. Opal bears many resemblances to the ritual monster card Shinado, King of a Higher Plane from Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. They are both very tall with long white hair, gray skin, and a feminine appearance. They also have a similar color palette in their outfits, including green, yellow, and lilac, which have an alike distribution in both characters. Shinado has a bindi mark on the forehead where Opal has Pearl's gem. Both have extra body parts. Shinado has 3 pairs of wings. Opal has 2 pairs of arms. Shinado attribute is light, and Opal's powers are also based on light and energy. To summon Shinado in the game, you must use 2 or more monster cards with a lesser level in your field as a tribute along with its magic summon card. To form Opal, both Pearl and Amethyst perform a fusion dance, creating together a more powerful being. Finally, both seem to be based upon divinities. Shinado upon the Japanese wind goddess Shinatobe or Suhiko, while Opal resembles Hindu deities Lakshmi and Kali, more closely the former. Opal is similar to the design of Naboru from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, even to the point of having her pointed nose. Opal's bow is a resemble to a Mongol bow. Opal's theme is a style of music called high energy piano anthem, a type of music invented by Masami Yuda, the composer of for the Bayonetta games. Oh wow! So I never really played or got into the Bayonetta games, but that's actually really cool. And also Bayonetta serves a lot of content. Okay, well, guys, that is the end of the video. That's the end of me reading, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this redesign. If you have any critiques, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I accept the valid critiques, not the comments such as thinking that I put amethyst on Ozempic when I'm not really well versed in drawing plus size characters, unfortunately. But I am trying because in real life I am a plus size woman myself. But yeah, I hope you guys like the redesign. I hope you guys like this video. Feel free to follow all my socials down in the description. Everything is going to be down in the description. I take commissions on coffee. I'm also an affiliate with the Pogger shop, so feel free to use my code down below to get 10% off your order. And I think that's it from what I want to promote. Next video I might be making is the Taro Yamada redesign, so stick around for that. We'll see which gem I redesign next. So, I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one of whatever I make. Peace out, guys.